Hey Porsche fans, it's that time of the year again when Porsche is running on road test runs of updated design elements in a new Porsche car. This time, the new 992.2 GT3 Porsche is generating more hype after footage and pictures of a well-camouflaged Porsche vehicle that closely resembles the Porsche 911 GT3 were leaked. Interestingly, some of the information from the footage indicates that Porsche has already finalized some elements in the new 992.2 model that will be present in the final prototype before mass production. And so, without further ado, here's everything we know so far about the upcoming GT3 model of our favorite Porsche 911. For the uninitiated, the Porsche brand is the Apple of supercars. Over the years, Porsche has mastered the art of giving us exactly what we ask for when they think it's the right time without changing the basic template of the Porsche cars we love so much. I mean, compared to a Ferrari or a Koenigsegg, every new generation of a Porsche looks nearly identical to its predecessor, which, for the most part, is exactly what Apple does with its iPhones or iOS software. But I digress. This time of the year, Porsche generally starts testing prototypes of its new cars, which typically opens the door for Porsche fans to jump on the hype train for the new models set to release. This time, two camouflaged Porsche cars have been spotted, and one of them is the 992.2 GT3. So, on the surface, the prototype of the new car looks nearly identical to the current Porsche 992 GT3, among other elements. The two models feature the same aerodynamic DNA, including the exhaust setup. However, one of the biggest reasons Porsche has remained a big player in the supercar industry is how well the little tweaks the brilliant heads at Porsche make to a new model completely redefine the car's performance. From the heavily disguised front end of the new GT3 model, it is very clear Porsche is putting more improving the airflow and speed of the car, meaning the downforce of the GT3 is not on the same level as the G3, which was launched in 2021. The biggest change Porsche has made to the face shot of the car is the new small centrally mounted radiator with a nicely worked protruding air intake that merges well with the overall molding of the front bumper. But why is this a big deal? Well, Porsche opted to have a protruding air intake in the GT3 car as an homage to the 1972 RS 2.7 Porsche Carrera. So now that there is a complete redesign of the front end, it's easy to see how flush the radiator opening blends with the car. Well, that and the fact that the radiator opening in the 3 model is twice the size of what we are getting in the new model. Another interesting change is the aggressive modification of the two air intakes, which seem to have been cut into the bonnet of the car. This redesign means the air intakes are more closed off to ensure less drag when air passes around the front end of the car. To complement this new simple look, Porsche has included a redesigned front splitter to achieve a peculiar but exotic look. Also, from the leaked footage, it does look like the new front splitter will make it to the final prototype of the car, since the GT3 moniker is boldly engraved into the center of the molding, although it is well covered by tape. It is also worth noting that, compared to the popular GT3 model, the redesigned splitter on the new GT3 model is quite low and molded brilliantly to increase the airflow beneath the car. We also get a redesigned raised front lip with lowered sidearms that significantly contribute to the redirection of airflow while driving. And if you were wondering why the front end looks familiar, well, it is because the GT1 had a similar front splitter design. On the side of the prototype GT3 car, the width of the splitters has been considerably reduced compared to the GT3 car, which had side splitters designed to deflect air away from the front wheel. Now, while the jury's still out on what the performance and final look of the 992.2 GT3 will be, it is pretty safe to say Porsche is looking to maximize the performance of the car with less drag while accelerating. A closer look at the front bumper indicates Porsche is adding front marker lights to the top bumper cover ridge of the car. And if the tape camouflage is anything to go by, the new lights will blend seamlessly with the bodywork than in the GT3. Unlike the exterior design of the anticipated 3, there is currently no way for us to know what Porsche is hiding under the hood. However, Porsche has announced in previous press releases that the GT3 line will likely not receive any hybrid engines. With that in mind, the current GT3 car features a 4.0-liter, naturally aspirated flat-six engine that is available with a manual gearbox. And if Porsche follows its trend of squeezing more power out of an existing engine in an updated model, you can expect the new GT3 to beat the 510 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque the GT3 model can produce. The rear end of the 2025 Porsche prototype comes with a lot of surprises. From the footage, we can see lots of camouflage and several finalized elements that will feature when the car is officially unveiled. For starters, it looks like Porsche will leave the exhaust tailpipes in the same position as the latest GT3 model. Also, it appears the central sections of the bumpers will remain the same, although the entire deck lid has been redesigned. Now, there are well-defined air scoops similar to the ones on the last GT3 model. There is now a new third brake light just below the rear wing of the car that is quite smaller and fits perfectly with the molding of the deck light. The bumper cover of the GT3 looks to be undergoing some modifications, which will likely improve the venting efficiency of the engine and exhaust components of the car. It also looks like the horizontal light strip that links the two taillights of the car will now feature a parallel strip or something close to it. Sadly, the Porsche test team did a brilliant job of disguising most of the new and subtle changes in the rear end of the car, so we simply have to wait for more official or leaked information on all the changes. At the moment, no pictures have been revealed to show the updated interior of the GT3 model. And considering the changes Porsche made to the GT3 interior when it launched, it is very likely there won't be a lot of major changes in the GT3. One thing we expect will no doubt change is the entertainment system on offer. There will likely be new displays to improve the user experience. A digital gauge cluster or something similar to the gauge cluster found in the hybrid 911 lineup will also likely feature in the GT3. Now, we can go on and on about the different ways the new Porsche 992.2 car will change the game for the current 911 GT3 lineup. However, all these details are simply words if the vehicle is not released. In fact, many concept cars never go into production despite generating incredible hype and anticipation. For anyone not familiar with how the Porsche production process works, footage and leaked pictures of a new Porsche car undergoing road tests typically come very early in the R&D cycle. In other words, the new 992.2 GT3 is not coming out anytime soon. From what we know about Porsche's 2023 and 2024 production roadmaps, the basic variant of the 992.2 Carreras will be released first. Then newer models of the current Porsche 911, including the Speedster and the Hardcore ST, will hit the market. With that in mind, we expect the new GT3 to get an official reveal sometime in 2024. And while we currently can't give any info on when mass production will start, delivery will start in 2025. And if you are curious about the pricing of the car, well, there's also no information yet, besides the fact that the GT3 will cost more than the GT3 Porsche, which currently has an average retail price of $131,926. If you are a Porsche fan and you want to keep up to date with the latest info in the Porsche community, click on the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss our next upload. Thank you for watching.